Boy makes desperate plea to Trump for help. His response will bring you to your knees. This was totally unexpected by Cat Stevens for DailyVine.com. The Trump administration has been compared to the Obama administration from day one. Those who weren't ready for a change in party control have been over and over frustrated by the changes being made by the Trump administration. However, many conservatives considered it to be a breath of fresh air to see someone who is a little less talk and a little more action in the Oval Office. One of the things that former President Obama liked to talk a lot about was the way he considered himself to be connected to the American people and their problems. However, what Americans didn't see a lot of was an actual connection between the former commander-in-chief and the people he was supposed to be serving. President Trump, however, has taken a very novel approach to his connection with Americans. The Daily Wire reports that he doesn't talk about reading the mail that Americans send him, but when he does, he steps in and tries to do something about it. One such case, when a little boy wanted something not for himself, but for a sick parent. When Barack Obama was president, the White House hyped the story that he read 10 letters a day written by average Americans. Sure, he got 40,000 a day and the letters were hand-picked. You can bet no criticism broke through, but he touted the story often as a way to declare he was fully in touch with Americans. President Trump, on the other hand, hasn't said anything of the kind. He doesn't seek publicity when reading letters. Instead, he just writes personal notes back. That's what happened when For Putnam, an 8-year-old boy from North Carolina, wrote to say his father, Trey, was awaiting a new kidney after enduring dialysis treatments. For, with a bit of help from his grandparents, wrote 3 letters just before Christmas to Santa, President Donald Trump, and Ivanka Trump, according to CBS News. My dad has been sick for a long time. I want him to get better so he can get a job again so we can play, For wrote. My mom just left, so if my dad gets better, she might come back. Please help my dad for Christmas. That's all I want for Christmas, and maybe one toy. Trump wrote back, Dear For, thank you for sharing your story with me. I'm very sorry to hear that your dad is going through a difficult time. It's clear that you care so much for him. I have shared your letter with my staff, and they are working to see what help they can provide. I can tell you that you are a brave young man with a big heart. I admire your determination to make sure your dad has the support and resources he needs to feel better. I hope you know how much joy and encouragement you already bring to him. Mrs. Trump and I will keep you and your dad in our thoughts and prayers. It really has given me hope, Trey Putnam told CBS. I've been on the kidney list for 3 years, and you kind of feel helpless, just like I'm never going to get it. But all of the people that have responded to it on Facebook and people calling, we've actually had a few people give us their information that are interested in maybe donating. For his grandmother was shocked. I went to the mailbox and I got it out, and it was in the official envelope, Cheryl told CBS. I really thought it's probably just a canned picture of him with some sort of canned response, but I called my son and told him that For had some mail here, and when we opened it, I was just in awe. As busy as presidents are, he took the time to write to an 8-year-old that has such a heart for his dad. There are some things that are more important to do than being able to tell people you did it. True compassion comes from within, and thankfully America has a leader with compassion and a sincere interest in making people's lives better. The president and his family have gotten a lot of bad press since they landed in office. However, none of that has affected the core values that America saw in President Trump and elected him for. Working in Washington is difficult, especially if your address is 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This act of kindness might not get a lot of media attention because it doesn't fit the mainstream media's narrative that President Trump is a green-eyed, money-hungry monster looking to take other people's money and make his own fortune larger. But it's stories like this that give us hope that we might make it out of this divisive time with some dignity after all. Do you think the president is more connected to Americans than Obama was? Of course, that's without a question. But busy as a president and difficulty, especially if you're can you imagine the backlash that Trump has to endure day in and day out from Mueller and all the crap that's going on? It's like triple, quadruple the problems, and yet, you know, he stands firm. And yeah, that expresses who Trump is, basically, with that letter he sent the kid, you know. Let me know what you guys think in your comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.